All right, settle down, you maniacs. We're diving straight into the cinematic cesspool that was Memorial Day weekend 2025. What's bubbling up today? The live-action Lilo and Stitch train wreck versus Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. You want to know what the actual hell happened without drowning in studio bullshit and fanboy tears? Stick around. This is where we cut the crap.
Yeah, let's definitely cut the crap. We waded through a ton of YouTube reactions beyond the trailer. Sammy J Reacts, VETZ, Angry Joe Show, Sean Chandler, Jeremy Jans, 3C Films, Geeks, plus Gamers 2 today, Steve Reviews, even more beyond the trailer, plus some delightful insights from the Snarky AI and the cold hard numbers from Gamrel. So, the mission, tear this Lilo and Stitch remake a new one, figure out why everyone who loved the original so incredibly pissed off, how it still made a mountain of cash, and, you know, how it stacks up against crews dodging death again. Oh, and apparently the whole weekend box office was the best ever, which is just baffling considering this garbage.
Best ever? Seriously? Well, clearly the memo didn't reach anyone who actually watched the damn Lilo and Stitch remake. The reaction online, holy shit, it was like a collective groan turned into a full-blown primal scream, absolute digital diarrhea.
No kidding. VETZ went straight for the throat, called it so bad it made me lose faith in humanity. I mean,
Well,
wow.
And Angry Joe Show, he just kicked things off with a simple, elegant, "You done fucked it up."
Yeah, that was just his warm-up.
Right. Then he called it a shell of its former self, a total butchering, part of the dumbification of everything. Just, you know, sunshine and rainbows.
The anger was palpable, consistent across the board. Angry Joe said, less funny, less heartful, less emotional impact. Beyond the trailers, Grace was just angry, called it insulting. Said the Jumbo Completely stuff was downright offensive.
Offensive? How'd they manage that?
Well, we'll get into the specifics, but yeah, Steve Reviews just flat out said it was much worse. You feel the betrayal, you know, from people who actually gave a damn about the original.
Oh, they definitely dug into the why. The big one. Apparently they asked Captain Gontu. Just gone.
Yeah, Gontu's out. And they made Jumba the main villain from the start.
Wait, what? Jumba, the sort of misguided scientist guy.
Exactly. Angry Joe Show, Sammy J Reacts, VETZ, they all said it completely fucked up the original dynamic, killed the tension, the character arc, everything.
Yeah, why? Jumba's whole thing was his conflict, right? Seeing Stitch as this weapon, but kind of growing fond of him.
Right. Making him the villain from square one just guts that whole journey. Sammy J Reacts pointed out, you lose that moment where Jumba realizes Stitch isn't just, you know, experiment 626. He's got feelings. It's bullshit.
Total bullshit.
And it didn't stop there, did it? Cobra Bubbles. The coolest social worker ever.
Oh, God, Cobra Bubbles. They chopped him up, made him just some generic CIA guy.
No, the shades.
Yeah.
The whole vibe.
Con. And then they jammed in some other social worker played by Tia Carrera, who voiced Nani originally.
Get the fuck out. Why? Who the hell knows? Sammy J Reacts, Jeremy Jans, 3C Films were all like, what is this?
Yeah.
Maybe some weird attempt to shove in original voices.
Yeah.
But it just butchers the character.
And Jeremy Jans and 3C mentions some pointless neighbor character, too, just sucking up screen time.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were trying to fix something that wasn't broken and just smeared shit everywhere instead. What asshats.
Then Stitch himself, they, what, took away his guns?
Yep. Angry Joe Show and Steve Reviews were pissed off about that. Neutered him. Can't have the little blue alien causing actual chaos, apparently. Even though that was kind of the point.
And the Lilo and Nani relationship, the core of the whole damn thing.
Thinner than cheap toilet paper, according to Angry Joe Show. Barely there. Gutted.
Jesus. And the Snarky AI mentioned the ending. Something about the neighbor getting custody.
Yeah, what the actual fuck was that? Completely spits on the Ohana theme.
Yeah.
The whole point was them fighting to stay together.
So it basically shits on Nani's efforts, makes her look like a failure.
According to Snarky AI, yeah.
Yeah.
Baffling. Truly baffling message.
So the overall feeling was just less funny, less heart, less impact. Angry Joe said the original made him cry. This one left him cold.
And beyond the trailer hated the look of it too. So the original's watercolor warmth was replaced by something overwhelmingly drab, just visually bland.
Even the classic lines felt forced, like fan service.
Yeah, rushed. Checkbox ticking. And Stitch apparently barely talks like his alien self, more like a yappy dog.
Oh, come on.
And beyond the trailer mentioned Nani getting whitewashed. Her character changed to some aspiring marine biologist. Like, why? And the ugly duckling scene. The Elvis montage.
Gone.
Poof, vanished. Like any hope for originality. It connects to the whole Disney live-action remake problem, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's nostalgia bait, but they fundamentally misunderstand why we love the originals. The changes feel random, actively making it worse.
Like gutting the Elvis stuff, as Angry Joe said. Sanitizing it. And diluting Ohana. The core, mind-bogglingly stupid. Insulting, really.
Okay. Was there anything positive, anything at all?
Well, Maya Kuya, the kid playing Lilo, apparently she was great, adorable, did a good job. Everyone seemed to agree on that.
1 point for Gryffindor, I guess.
And Chris Sanders came back as Stitch's voice, which, thank God for small mercies. The CGI for Stitch was all mostly seen as. Okay. Not total garbage.
So, decent kid, original voice, CGI, wasn't vomit-inducing. That's it.
Pretty much. Sean Chandler apparently thought the idea could work in live action. 3C Films found like 1 or 2 new scenes that weren't awful.
Oh, high praise.
And Jeremy Jans and 3C Films had the depressing thought that maybe kids who haven't seen the original might like it, which is just sad.
That's the bar now, appealing to people who don't know any better.
Seems like it. These tiny positives are just drowned out. Okay, you nailed the Lilo casting, great, but then you fucked up everything else. Sam and decent CGI. Bare minimum. It doesn't excuse the narrative train wreck.
Right. And now for the truly psychotic part. Despite being universally shat on by critics and fans, this thing made bank.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets truly infuriating. Broken records. Memorial Day weekend box office record, apparently. $183 million domestic. Unadjusted, sure, but still. Dan Murrell, Geeks plus Gamers 2 confirmed it.
$183 million.
Yeah.
For that. Are you kidding me?
Nope. Beat Minority Report's old record. Second best domestic opening of the year. Only Minecraft beat it. And worldwide, $341.7 million. Right out the gate.
That's obscene. That's more than Little Mermaid's entire domestic run, isn't it?
In its opening weekend, yeah. Geeks plus Gamers 2 pointed that out. And Dan Murrell said it made more than all the movies last Memorial Day weekend combined.
Good God. How does it stack up against other Disney remakes?
Third best opening. Only behind Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. It's grade A bullshit.
So why? Why did this turd float? Were people morbidly curious? Was it just...
There, Dan Murrell thinks is the power of the IP, the brand recognition. Plus the holiday weekend, families needing something to watch, maybe counter-programming against other stuff.
So basically, nostalgia and convenience trumped quality.
Looks like it. The Lilo and Stitch name is huge globally. Nostalgia sells, And yeah, maybe it was just the default choice for families. But it sure as hell doesn't mean the movie was good. It just shows how powerful these brands are, even when they're attached to garbage.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Tom Cruise. Final Reckoning. How'd that geriatric stunt show do?
Had a franchise best opening, apparently. $77 million domestic. Dan Murrell and Geeks Plus Gamers 2 reported that. Beyond the Trailer said it regained some ground after, getting run over by Barbenheimer previously.
Franchise best sounds good, but what about the cost? Wasn't the budget insane?
Absolutely insane. Geeks Plus Gamers 2 flagged it reportedly $400 million. 400.
Jesus Christ. So even with a record opening for the series, is that even close to breaking even?
That's the massive question. Geeks Plus Gamers 2 basically said, maybe not.
Yeah.
Profitability is going to be a serious uphill battle with that kind of price tag.
Yeah.
Could be another biggest opening, but still might lose money situation.
And comparing Mission Impossible openings is tricky anyway, right? Dan Murrell mentioned their release strategies are all over the place.
Yeah, inconsistent release dates, different competition. But Cruise himself, the guy's been pulling people in for decades. Can't deny his star power somehow.
And Beyond the Trailer mentioned they locked down IMAX screens.
For 3 weeks solid. Smart move to maximize earnings, even if it pisses off other studios. You got to grab every penny when your budget's that high.
Does the franchise make money outside theaters? Like streaming, merch?
Beyond the ship. The trailer brought that up. Ancillary markets, streaming rights, maybe theme park stuff down the line. Paramount probably makes decent cash from the older films already. It's part of the bigger picture for a franchise like that. Still doesn't excuse a $400 million budget, though. That's nuts.
Okay, so zooming back out, the whole Memorial Day weekend was huge.
Yeah, biggest ever in terms of gross, apparently.
Yeah.
$322 million in the top 10. Beyond the Trailer and Dan Murrell confirmed, people still go to the movies, it seems.
What else did well? Holdovers.
Yep. Sinners, that horror flick, kept doing okay. Minecraft movie still pulling in cash. But Thunderbolts, still sinking.
Shocking.
Right. And Angel Studios' The Last Rodeo did well in limited release. Oh, and Andor's apparently doing great numbers on Disney Plus also. Quality still finds an audience, sometimes.
So people will show up for horror, animation, indie films, good streaming shows, but also for critically panned remakes if the brand is big enough. Great.
Pretty much sums it up. The demand is there. But the success of Lilo and Stitch, alongside the struggles of something like Thunderbolts, it sends some really fucked up signals.
Okay, let's try to wrap our heads around this shit show. Lilo and Stitch, Critically unslated fans are pissed off beyond belief, but it makes a goddamn fortune. Logic out the window.
Complete disconnect. Makes zero sense on a quality level.
Mission Impossible. Biggest opening for the series, crews still defying gravity, but that $400 million budget is terrifying. It might need a miracle to be truly profitable.
A massive gamble, yeah. Huge risk.
And overall, box office is booming, best Memorial Day ever, people spent money like crazy. The world is clearly ending.
It really forces you to ask some ugly questions, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does the Lilo and Stitch success actually mean? Are audiences just sheeple flocking to familiar names? Quality be damned. Is nostalgia really that powerful a drug?
And what's Disney gonna learn from this? Keep shitting out these soulless remakes because, hey, they make bank. Forget artistic integrity, just print money.
Exactly. And can Mission Impossible actually make its money back? Or is this level of spending just unsustainable, even for crews? What does this huge weekend even predict for the rest of the summer? More garbage succeeding.
Here's a final thought for you to gag on, courtesy of our friend, the Snarky AI. Maybe this Lilo and Stitch thing is just Hollywood flipping us all off. A big fuck you to anyone who cared about the original. They're betting your childhood memories are worth more than your taste or your intelligence. That you'll just keep lining up for whatever creatively bankrupt crap they slap a beloved title on.
It feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
they know it's bad, but they also know it'll probably make money anyway.
So what do you think? Are we just stuck in this endless loop of shitty remakes making billions while actual creativity struggles? Go on, get pissed off, stew on it. I probably should be.